Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to TWRS's first Fireside Chat. My name is Brian Britt. Of course, I'm one of the co-owners of Team Watson Racing Setups. Of course, I have James Watson, definitely another co-owner and very important piece of this whole pie, as well as Vincent Crow, going to be with us as well. The three of the four owners of Team Watson, of course, Kenny Coppola as well is involved. Hopefully, we'll have him in another one of these fireside chats soon. But hey, guys, how are y'all doing? Of course, I'd like to have you somewhat introduce yourselves and talk about your background and what led up to you being involved with Team Watson. James, maybe you start. You're probably the best one to start.
My name is James Watson. As I'm sure you can figure out, I'm the namesake of the organization. I started Team Watson Racing back in early 2021 as a small league-based team, and shortly thereafter, I ended up bringing in our first sponsor, the National Racing Network, and I thought, what happens if I try to make this bigger? What happens if I try to build this up as a legitimate racing organization? And almost 3 years later, we've ballooned up to this uh, big entity with our own setup shop and so many awesome and amazing people working with us. And it's funny, with I first came up with the name of the team when I was just like 10 years old, making up teams for when I was playing with my 164 scale diecast. And while I don't play with them as much as I used to, that's a lie. It's still funny to have something that I came up with as a kid, turn into something real life and tangible. And that's only through the help of a bunch of awesome and talented people helping this almost 27-year-old whack job kind of realize the dream that he came up with when he was just a 10-year-old whack job.
Yeah, really a great story. I mean, that you had came up with that, as the name at such a young age, for sure. And it's awesome to see kind of your dreams because I know that speaking to you, for I've known you for a little bit of time now, and this has been kind of your number one dream, and it seems like it has definitely been coming to fruition for sure. And of course, our dreams I think have become your dreams in a lot of ways as well. But I think now move on to another very important part of the Team Watson team. And when we us owners, we are all, I'd say, very instrumental and we work very well together. But Vincent, how did you get involved with this, man?
I was looking for trying something on my own after working with a couple of different teams over a short period of time in iRacing. I've been on this platform since 2014. I didn't really have and participate in any team events or any kind until maybe 2018 or 2019 after just doing years of just being on my own and doing my own thing. And eventually people recognize you and say, "Hey, you're pretty fast. Can I try what you're running?" And then you just go, "Okay." And then I didn't know. I knew David Cater pretty well because we would do a lot of practices together. I didn't know he was on a team with Ray Alfala. That didn't mean anything to me. It was just, oh, I think that's my friend Cater. Yeah, I recognize him in the practice sessions all the time. And we would test different things, and he would tell me and teach me a lot about what worked and didn't work. And eventually, I joined a couple of different teams over some amount of time, and I wanted to kind of start my own platform. And I learned about you, Brian, and James trying to start this up, and I said, let me throw my hat in this as well. I think I can help out. I have background in different knowledge skills that I think are unique enough that I can bring to the table that would be beneficial to you guys, and you guys opened your arms and let me in, and I think it's been pretty good so far. Obviously, I do a lot of the finance stuff, but I don't really do any of the teams like set building or anything like I used to, but I still feel like I bring something to the table.
Well, don't sell yourself too short. I mean, there has been times when I know Kenny Coppola has been somewhat, under the weather or something like that. That you've stepped up and really, brought, kind of tried to knock the rust off for sure. And I'm sure you'll have opportunities like that in the future as
I
well.
try, but let's be honest, I don't have the magical hands of Kenny Coppola.
Yeah, and you
And we
hear
are
him tell
now
it.
praying to the racing gods to heal his ankle because I would give him my magical ankles in a heartbeat.
We'll have an ankle transplant.
Yeah.
Take my ankles, Kenny.
Yeah, he does have the magic touch, and if you hear him tell it, he just presses buttons until he gets a fast car, and it definitely works. Whatever he does, he's definitely got the touch. He's one of the best builders, I'd say, on the service. Um, but kind of going a little bit of how I came up into Team Watson. Of course, I used to be involved, just kind of like you. I didn't build anything, but I used to do administration work for another setup shop, and of course, things just kind of didn't go very well at that particular shop. I won't go too much into detail, but that's how actually I met James Watson, and me and him got together and was like, "Hey, man, I think we could do this better," and I think we did. I mean, and you see where we're at now. It really has been awesome. I mean, to see where this is going and where it has gone and where it could go as well. And a lot of what we're going to talk about, of course, is the future. But I do want to get into kind of some of the philosophy. Of course, considering this is our first fireside chat, and I expect hopefully we're going to do a lot of these. But James, the philosophy behind Team Watson, I think it's very important to what Team Watson's setups, racing setups, is.
Yeah, basically, when we came up with the shop, we came up with it with the philosophies that I've created here. So I've always wanted to have a place that anyone could be accepted, anyone can be themselves. It doesn't matter who you are or what you believe in, who you're with. Oh, as long as you're a good person and you treat people right, I don't care about anything else. And so we always try to treat people with respect, be understanding, be recognizing that this is something that we put a lot of effort, a lot of our heart and soul into, but at the same time it's still a game at the end of the day, and real life stuff and things that you're going through will always take precedence. And trying to be there for people with whatever they need, whether it's some sort of on track help, or they're struggling with something off track and they just need a friend to listen, a shoulder to cry on, stuff like that. So trying to be a beacon in the iRacing community where you can just focus on having fun, being yourself, not being judged. That's the important thing. Oh, a baby. Yeah, a fourth
Yeah, I
member
don't
of
know
the
that
broadcast crew.
wanted to jump into the shot there, and then when Vince is trying to grab him, didn't seem to like that very much. But hey, I don't know if you should call it a game, James, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very upset. We've just lost half of our subscribers because of you just said that.
I mean, hey, if people want to send me hate mail, it's never really been any difference to what I've always dealt with, so I can handle it.
For
But
all
yeah,
of the iRacing extremists, his address is 6469.
Yeah.
it's a 69420. Yo mama's house.
Yo Mama's Way, down Ho Lane. Take a left.
Oh my
If
goodness.
there's a long line outside the front door, then you're in the right place.
Here's the track. We just went off the track.
But see, that's a microcosm of what we are. It's for ship posters by ship posters. We just like to have fun. We don't really care. We make jokes and have fun, and as long as we're not doing stuff to other people's expense to a detriment, we just chill out and have fun. People don't really take it too seriously. That's what I've appreciated about what we've put together. We have so many different people from all over the place. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on, your sexual orientation, your race, anything. If you're a good person and you don't treat people like dirt, you're accepted. I don't care.
Yeah, no, I could definitely. I think that leads right into the kind of our priorities, and of course we do have many different walks of life in Team Watson, and like you said, across the aisle politically, as long as everybody treats each other with respect and can respect everybody's viewpoints, that's all we really ask for. But I think that, like I said, that leads to the next our priority is our community. I mean, that is a lot. We've had. Um, decisions we've made that are like, maybe not for necessarily monetary gain. We could have made those decisions, but we did not make those decisions because we want our community to be first more than anything. I think that's the main thing that you get here at Team Watson. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, I think that what people respect the most when it comes to our shop and why they join and why they stick around, it really comes down to, the first thing that catches everyone's eye, and this is the honest truth, is, oh, they're fast. That catches everyone's eye, but oh, they're fast only lasts until they feel that someone else is faster. And when you have teams full of pros and Coke Series drivers on other teams, they're professionals. They might be faster than us, but the weeks that we're faster than them, I think it gets a lot of people's attention. And I think that's kind of what we organically created here is we have a community of people who aren't professionals, who are enjoying this hobby and are finding extreme amounts of speed and success. And I think that's what draws people in is, oh, they're fast. And then it's, oh, they're fast. And also they're real, they're raw. Like there's this very real element about being on our team. It's like, oh, these people have jobs that they go to every day and they come home and like this is their 2 hours of solitude is that one race they can do at 10:30. And I think that speaks to a lot of just normal everyday people. And I love that. I hope we promote more of that. And that's nothing against the people who go crazy. We have plenty of guys on our team that race 6-7 times a day, 42 times a week. So I'm not downplaying our love for them as well. I just think that we have a lot of we really built a community around all people. It's not just for like the iRacing extremists. It's for all people. It's for the kind of regular players. If you
The people's team.
The people's team.
People's team. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel like that's what our priority is just to kind of give everybody a place to that they can feel comfortable, and we don't, you don't force anybody to hang out, and they just want to be there. Like they just feel like I'm a part of the team, and that's kind of what we have always even designed. I think our subscription program around is kind of like making you a part of the team that where you feel. I mean, we even have subscribers that all kinds of subscribers are like, hey, can I run these logos? It's like they feel like they identify with us, and that really I think resonates with me for sure. I think now would be a good time to kind of transition to the season 4 performance, considering we are wrapping up season 4, and I want to kind of look at some of how good we've done. I know our next gens have been incredibly strong in season 4. That's for sure. We've been winning a whole lot. I know the last just over the last couple weeks, Dover, and I think the week before was Chicagoland. We saw over 100 wins. I mean, and that's just confirmed. We don't know exactly how many we actually got, but just really shows, I think, the strength that we finished on season 4. But I also would like to talk about, of course, our next gens, I think, is our bread and butter. Everybody knows that we have probably one of the best next gen programs. Kenny Coppola he's a star. He really is a star. But I think what's really interesting is how great our truck program has been getting as well. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yeah, I would agree across the board. And just one thing I want to add, especially with the next gen stuff, it's like we have subscribers who, they have 10 spare hours a week, and they choose to spend those spare hours with us. And they find victory lane in those 10 total spare hours throughout a week they have. And we see that in all three major series. We see that obviously in the Draft Masters as well, and even in the Silver Crowns. I think I'm kind of leading this into James's territory a little bit. So I want James to really dig in on the Silver Crowns, but it's really cool that we've found so much speed, so much success, not just this season, previous seasons, going all the way back to the beginning of this year. It's just been an incredible year. The subscribers and the house drivers have really made it special and really made it worth talking about, like having this discussion. It's because of their strong effort and their commitment with us.
Yeah, I kind of see the more niche areas of iRacing. I'm not as much of a stock car guy, so typically I'm not really sharing the track with the majority of our drivers, our subscribers, but I'm able to who kind of fly the flag in some of the other niche series that are smaller but significantly more community based. Like I'm the builder of the Silver Crown, which is one of the USAC cars. If you're not familiar with the car, it's basically like a rolling pyramid. Like it's really
We did
weird
just get
looking.
it up on the screen right now. Just bam, Silver.
Yeah, it's just really odd looking, but it's a card that kind of bends reality. It's weird. It's also incredibly fast. Like over 960 horsepower.
My goodness.
Power to rate ratio that's significantly better than a stock car. You're basically just kind of holding on for dear life. In the community, we kind of joke, when people often talk about driving the car for the first time and how violent the crashes are and flipping over, we're just like, yep, welcome to the Silver Crown, because you're gonna flip, you're gonna crash. It takes a bit to understand the idiosyncrasies of the car and understanding what the heck it does, and to deal with all that power and not overdriving it and ending in a very violent death. So our Silver Crown program is good. It's very good. We have pretty much we're like the main kind of builder for the Silver Crown. I've been racing the car basically on a weekly basis for 3.5 years now. How I were well known in the community. I was able to put it top 5 in points past season despite being wrecked from a podium spot in the closing lap or closing laps multiple times this season. So a lot of the other members of the team, they've been very successful with the car. We've gotten multiple wins in some of the lower splits. Almost brought home a couple division championships for some of our cars. I'm always tuning the car, or in the open practice sessions before the SOF. I'm always tuning on it, making sure I could squeeze more pace out of it. And as soon as I make an adjustment that I can tell feels good, I send it over to our team members and any of the subscribers and other customers that I know are running it, and say, here, check this out, see if this is any better. So, we've got a good reputation there. The Indy Pro 2000, we also have a great reputation there. We're kind of like, knock on wood, the only builder dealing with that car. And, we've been successful bringing home multiple championships over our existence. The majority of the main guys that run the car are running our setups as customers or team members. We're big in the community. Personally, I do the color commentary work for the SOF every week. So everyone's able to see our consistent pace and easy to drive setups that will have you always up near the front and at least being able to drive the car as best as you can. And it's such a fun and underrated car. It has less downforce than any of the other open wheel single seater cars, so you have to really drive it, wheel the hell out of it. It's especially fun on ovals. You know, I always say it's one of the best oval cars on the service because a lot of times you're in a pack, but it's not a pack like you would have at Daytona or Talladega. Like you're basically having to drive it 110% white knuckle with like 4 or 5 guys right next to you, 3, 4 wide. You know, you're like, oh my God, you're like, you see Jesus right in front of you, and you're like, oh my God, but I gotta push through. I gotta keep going. So yeah, so that's the thing about us is that we're good in like the main parts, but we're also good in the other series that you may not think about right off the bat. Oh, but we're always telling you, hey, drive these two. You're gonna have a lot of fun and have a lot of fun interacting with these communities as well.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, you've kind of almost single-handedly revitalized the Silver Crown. Hopefully, that continues to move forward, as well as the Indy Pro 2000. They're not exactly popular series, but I think we're trying to do our part to kind of bring them back to life in a way. And the Dirt Legends is another program that we are really, really just dominant. We are the dominators
Yeah,
in that
we've won
series.
the
We
last
actually
3
have.
championships.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say we just won this last championship, the season 4. Miles Morse won that, but you were saying we've won multiple. I mean, we have been, and that's and one thing about it is other shops. I'm not calling any shops by name now, but other shops running that too, and we've been whooping them. You
Yeah,
love to
like
see it.
it's a small series, but we still had to weather the storm from other top tier and well-known shops and drivers. So
Yeah.
the fact that we've been able to keep this level of success with the talent level we're going up against,
Mm-hmm.
it just speaks volumes to the abilities of our builders and our drivers. So I'm very proud to see what they've been able to accomplish. Our Dirt Legend stuff is the only reason why I'm 4K. Like I can't really drive well any other dirt car, but our sets are so good that even someone as mediocre as me could put up a eyebrow raising iRating level.
Yeah, Barrick does a fantastic job building those race cars. Barrick Uphold to be exact. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see how that progresses, and that's gonna kind of lead into. I don't know if you guys are ready to kind of pull the curtain back.
Well, when
Breaking news!
when James was talking, he says, did you hear when he was talking about how you have to drive the Silver Crown? I went, what's that phrase? What's the phrase you used when you're gripping the steering wheel really hard?
White knuckle.
Yeah,
Foreshadowing.
That's definitely interesting. I don't know if you meant to do that, but that leads us to kind of a big moment.
I'm not that smart.
Yeah, but you did it.
I'm giving you that credit.
You should have just said, "Yeah, that's exactly what I meant." Yeah,
I'm honest. I can't help it.
I understand for sure. That's one thing we love about you as well as our whole team. We try to be honest. But okay, so to be honest, we have some really really awesome news. We have just finalized the deal yesterday, and we're happy to announce we're gonna probably be releasing as well a post on Facebook, as well as the guys for this other group are going to be releasing a post as well. We are officially partnering with White Knuckle Setups and Graphics Shop, I do believe. That is the accurate name. But man, I really enjoyed the meeting with those guys, and we will be offering their setups on our website. And same price. So it's just going to be a way for you to get their setups and be able to get it in one place, as well as our asphalt setups, as well as supporting us at the same time. And such a great group of guys. I loved how similar their story was to ours.
Yeah, like it really caught me off guard at first. Like they were saying the exact stuff that we were saying way back when we started everything. So I'm like, are we the same people? It felt like the Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, it definitely did. But actually, Vincent, I think you should probably talk a little bit about this too, because you're the one that kind of initiated this whole deal.
Get Joe credit.
Well, I don't want to take anything away from. Real quick, can we like add a description for this episode that says the emergency sirens, the cat, and the Golden State Warrior Championship banners stay in. They stay in the episode. We keep the cats. Cats staying in. And anyone who comments, is like, "There's cats everywhere. This is poorly edited." No, it's not. We're keeping it. It's a conscious choice, but we have to keep it.
The cats are the most interesting people in the show.
That's right. That's right.
Where is she going? Is she
my
going
cat's not
through
around,
my
so
chair?
She's going underneath.
That's amazing.
But I'd be curious to hear how this whole deal kind of came about, and I'm sure a lot of our subscribers and supporters are as well.
It kind of leads into what we were talking about with the Dirt Legend stuff. The Dirt Legend stuff has been amazing. In previous seasons, we had some amazing modifieds and late models in the Dirt series, and we sold some. We did. It wasn't like we were at zero every week or anything like that. We did make some sales there, but I never felt like we truly had like a full cohesive team on Dirt, and it's just so hard to do. It's so hard to start something completely organically. I mean, we did it for the stock cars. And I think a big part of it was a mixture of luck and cohesiveness and like that kind of family community. It's just so hard to recreate a second time.
Mm-hmm.
And I see this group of people and it's like, hey, look, we have, the best Dirt Legend stuff. We've had some great late model stuff and UMP stuff. I know you guys are fast. I don't know if you guys get the credit you deserve for your speed, but neither do we. Let's put our forces together. Let's fight the good fight together. We can combine what makes you guys so great and what makes us so great is the community, right? It's like here's White Knuckle, here's us, and the circle in between is that we match up on is our communities are amazing. And I feel like they're gonna have a lot of leeway. I think a lot of their dirt customers when they want to try asphalt stuff are gonna come to us, and any of our asphalt guys who want to try dirt's gonna go to them. And I think it's going to allow our customers to go to one place and always have quality setups for any car they want. I think this is only the next step to like a greater step where we have any car on demand at any time for all series, not created by like a large group, but created by small, loving communities, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I definitely love that. I mean, and just to hear that they kind of have the same mind. They were even saying that that they've had things to where money has been involved, and they're like, we don't want to just sell our souls, and that is something that really spoke to me, because I mean I think that's how we are in a lot of ways, or we are like that. We are not willing to kind of compromise our morals just to make a dollar. Like, we are all about our community. We're not looking to get rich in this whole situation, but we really just want to come together and make ourselves, or make us and them stronger together. And I think this is going to be an awesome way to do exactly that. And I'm hoping we can get some of the owners from that crew on here, maybe in the next episode. I definitely want to talk more to them. I can't wait to try some of their stuff out, as well as have some of our supporters try their stuff out, and maybe just hopefully the feedback is good. I mean, from what I've heard, those guys really work hard on their setups, and I've heard really good things about their speed. But of course, that definitely, I think that takes care of that when it comes to talking about, of course, that. And I was going to kind of lead into plans for the future. Well, that is one of the major plans of the future. Is anything else that you guys could think of when it comes to maybe plans for the future?
I think just kind of continuing to build up and strengthen, the areas that we have right now, continuing to get better, or in the stock car program, get better in the Silver Crown, the PM18. Like, I know that, I've only been building the car for like a year, and I had like not a whole lot of building experience. So just, trying to build up that experience and get to where here the cars and the setups are just that much better, and try to bring my own open official championship to the organization.
Yeah, 100%. Things I think I'd like to plan for, of course, is to continue like to up the quality, just to have our NASCAR program just be rock solid all the way around. I think we've done a awesome job on getting our trucks up to, I think, the competition's level, because I know that was one of our weak points for a long time, and now we're trying to really work on the Xfinity as well. So I think that we're working on having every piece of this puzzle being top notch, and I really I think that's going to be our main priority, is just to get that kind of going, and as well as just to have the community, to continue to promote and encourage people to just be themselves and like to hang out with us. And we've always got good feedback from our community members saying that anytime I ask for something, somebody's usually right there ready to answer any questions that I have, and that's something that I want to continue to build upon. I want to definitely try to recruit the best drivers we can, but of course, as well as the less non-toxic. We don't want any toxic people as well, for sure. But Vincent, do you have anything? Maybe you have any ideas for the future?
I'm not going to speak on something we've been developing in the background for quite a while that I'm hoping we can bring more to the forefront this coming year. I think there's a future Fireside that we're going to have some really, really exciting things to share and to show. And I think I just want our viewers to just kind of use their imagination. What does that mean? What could that mean? Maybe the site's going to be improved. Maybe
we're starting a spacefaring company.
Yeah, maybe we're gonna start launching shit into space.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Did
I let it out? Did I let the bag? I let it out of the bag. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Brian. So our investors pulled out because there was an NDA. So thanks, Brian.
Darn it! I really wanted to shoot toilets into space.
That was the whole thing.
Spent the $2 million down payment on shoes and hats.
I couldn't help myself, guys.
2 million? I was told we were only getting 2,000.
We got some stuff to talk about after
finds
this.
Out we're getting paid.
You guys are getting paid?
I think you're absolutely right. We want to strengthen the things that we already have been successful at. I think I don't want to say any names, but there's setup shops out there that might watch this. Let's see what my competitor's up to. That I see and I recognize, they create a fantastic product. For them, it's not just the setup that is fast. It's this larger cohesive product, and I think our product that we've been selling is okay. We have fast setups. A lot of people can create a fast setup. We think ours are especially fast, but we also selling points been the community. So while maintaining this community, I want to also add this really cohesive, more, just not to get too much away, but just a product that is just more than just the set on the product side of things, and without raising the price in any significant way either. That's the other thing is, we're not in this for the money. That's what we talked about with White Knuckle, is like, this is really about making a fun hobby an even more fun hobby. And that's where, our community is important, because it's, that's what makes it a fun hobby. Like I said earlier, it's like, it really warms my heart that someone spends their 5 hours of free time between a full-time job, a wife and kids, their 5 to 10 hours of solitude is spent hanging out with us.
Yeah.
That's really special.
100%. 100%. And on the flip side of that, I mean, a toxic community in a lot of ways can cause. This is almost like a work environment when you go to work, and the people make it, and I think that we try to make it just a little bit better by being that good community that you can come and be a part of. for sure, and definitely. I think this has been a really great talk, guys. I don't know what more we can really add. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
Nope, I think we nailed the little TWRS puff piece. I think we pretty much hammered all of our points.
All right, Vincent.
No, I think if we say any more, we'll get ourselves in trouble.
Yeah, I've already got us in so much trouble as it is.
Well, the investors are pulling out of this.
Yeah.
My phone's been blowing up this
This
whole
is
time.
the last fireside chat, guys.
This is
Hate
the
that.
first. This is the first.
The
And
first
it will
and
be the last fireside chat of all time. Goodbye, everyone.
But we would like to have. I'd like to. One last thing, I had a little final thought that just came to me. I'd like to. I know we've discussed this previously as well. To have maybe a weekly subscriber or house driver on that is doing particularly well that week. I think that'd be something to be cool. So I expect to possibly see that in the future and other guests and things like that.
I have some nominees.
We'll have to pre-screen what they're gonna say. Because some of the guys we have in our crew are our characters. That's for sure.
You might have a lot of editing to do, but I can tell you, they're worth the conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
Just have to get the cough button.
We'll just have to
ready.
speed Kenny Coppola up if we ever have him on.
When he talks, you'll see my cat moving around the screen at like 3 times the speed.
Yeah.
Yo, dude.
He's gonna listen.
Ourselves a rocket ship this week.
That's a perfect impression too. It's not.
All of his speed is in the cars. We love you,
Yes.
Kenny. Kenny, when you watch this, we want you to know we love you more than anything, man. The whole
That's right.
community can't get enough of you.
That's right. He's the best. He is really. He got a great personality. Just talks a little slow, but he is smart as a whip. But I think that about does it, guys. We definitely appreciate all of our supporters and subscribers and anybody else that's out there watching. Of course, if you are interested, if you just happened upon this video somehow and you want to try our setups out, of course, you can check us out at Team Watson, or should I say, TeamWatsonRacing.com or TWRS Setups, or TWRSetups.com, I should say. We'll put the link in the description for sure. But we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in, and have a great night.